Welcome to the last episode of our Kartik Inspirations. Yes, a whole month we were together, and I must honestly say it was nice to be with you. I could sense you on the other end of the communication line. The title of these episodes were Vrindavan Miracles. Let me tell you what I consider the greatest miracle in Vrindavan. The greatest miracle for me is when the veil of Vrindavan lifts, when the cover is removed and we can see the spiritual reality which has been all the time there. Rupa Goswami expresses this in a very nice verse. He says, "The dust from the cows and calves on the road creates a kind of darkness that indicates that Krishna is returning home from the pasture." Yes, when Krishna comes home after a whole day of cow herding, his multitude of cows raise a dust cloud which covers Krishna. The text continues. Also the darkness of evening induces the gopis to meet Krishna. Thus the pastimes of Krishna and the gopis are covered by a kind of transcendental darkness and are therefore impossible for ordinary scholars of the Vedas to see. But to speak of ordinary people, only when Krishna removes the veil or the covering, can we have a glance, a curious glance into the spiritual reality of Vrindavan. This happened for me one time when I sat with the late Sacinandana on the banks of the river Jamuna. We were sitting in the white sand and we had discussed, and all of a sudden we were engulfed by darkness. We had forgotten everything else than our discussion. So he took some leaf cups out which had these ghee wicks which you can light, and we all we too lit these little ghee lamps and offered an aratik ceremony to the silently floating Yamuna. Sometimes we heard these huge birds making their songs. Otherwise it was totally silent. And then we put the leaf cups into the Yamuna and watched for a long time how these lights drifted into the darkness. We were silent as well. After some time I shared a thought. I said, Sacinandana, when I saw these lights drifting away into the darkness, I thought of my own soul, of my own self, and my journey of life. I seemed to be carried. And then he said, yes, I also feel that. But when we are carried by the flow of Vrindavan, by the mercy, by the transcendental energy, by the glance of Radha and Krishna, then we are not just drifting away into the darkness, into an unsecure or unsure end. No, when we are carried by this divine flow, this Vrindavan flow, we are actually safe. We are brought back into that spiritual reality, the more than human world. Yes, that is right. Enter into the flow of Vrindavan, and you will see how at times the curtain, the veil of illusion lifts, and you can see yourself as you truly are, an eternal part of Radha and Krishna. I could go on and on with this series. I could tell you about the gecko who, whenever I sat down to write, came and caught the mosquitoes before they could sting me. That nice little assistant to my writer, whom I will mention when I publish the book which I've written here. I could tell you about the many meetings, the many surprises, the many events, but the most important really is this Vrindavan flow, which helps us to go beyond the curtain, to go beyond the veil of illusion, and to know, not just think, but to know, yes, I am a part of Krishna. It is all so true. I thank you very much for staying with us. Please take good care of yourself. See you hopefully in one of the upcoming programs around the world, where I will be coming as a messenger from Vrindavan, inviting people to this flow. Wishing you all the best. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare